Coverage right now, a boy with autism still missing in Westchester. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Stephen Albritton.
And I'm Kelly Rippin. So Westchester officials are going to be giving us an update on the search for 7-year-old Joshua Althief Jr. It sounds like they're getting ready to get started. Let's listen in.
Thank you very much for coming out here and helping us out and helping us get the message out. That's, obviously very important for us. Just quick updates. Chief Prinz is going to cover some more here in a second. But I just want to remind everybody we have a tremendous amount of resources out here assisting. So we have a lot of folks out taking care of, a whole host of things that need to be checked off and taken care of. We will continue to follow any leads that we come up with and be very diligent and seeking out as much information as we can in running down any of those leads that we do develop. One thing I do want to pass on, I know it came up earlier about passing the information on to us, for anybody that's out, specifically the businesses and the residents. If you could please, and you guys have been fantastic getting this message out to us, but if you could reiterate how important it is for people to check around their houses, check under the decks, check under the bushes and shrubs. If they have a shed, to check in the shed to make sure that this little guy has not bedded down somewhere in there. We would greatly appreciate it. The other thing is if there is anything that needs to be reported to the police department, that they can call the 513-777-2231 number. And I think that's pretty much all I have right now. Again, we appreciate your support, and I'll hand it over to Chief Prinz.
Perfect. My name is Chief Rick Prinz, P-R-I-N-Z, Westchester Township Fire Department. Today is a difficult day for Westchester. We are amazed but not surprised by the outreach that we received from our community. The amount of volunteers that showed up here today, approximately 300 people have given their time graciously to search for Josh, and we are very appreciative of all their efforts. We're also very appreciative of all the agencies that we have on hand here today. The amount of talent, the amount of knowledge, the amount of experience that is brought to bear in our community right now is very impressive, and we will use all means necessary to locate Josh. We are thinking about Josh, praying for Josh, and we hope he's holding up, and just hang tight wherever you are, and we will find you. Just a real quick brief update. I just received an update from our command center. There are 8 lakes on the property for Wintry Apartments. 2 of those last night were searched in the dark with no results. This morning, 5 of the 8 were physically searched by teams in the water doing a grid pattern, and nothing has been found at this point in time. The remaining lakes still have to be searched. And once those primary searches are complete, a different team will conduct another search to do a secondary search to follow up to make sure nothing was missed, and that search will occur sometime this afternoon, and we will certainly keep you posted with that. Thank you very much.
Hey, Chief, since so many of us are live with this, can you go through, for people that may not have heard about this, who we're talking about, when this happened, just the basics, in case somebody's waking up and missing everything that happened last night?
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, that's yesterday we got a call probably about 5:23 in the evening. We had this young man, Josh, 7-year-old autistic child that had left the residence sometime between 4:45 and approximately 5:15, 5:20. We got a call shortly thereafter. 911 calls, excuse me, from the family. We had police and fire on the scene, and then quickly put together a search team, or search teams, I should say, and a tremendous amount of volunteers come out to help us with that. And so we pressed on with the search and went into the very early morning hours, and then as well as overnight with additional police officers continuing to canvass the area, and a tremendous amount of volunteers out all through the night. up to and picking up the operation again this morning with daylight hours. So.
How are you guys searching these ponds? Do you have people in the water, or is it with boats, or can you tell us a little bit about that? If you could step to the mic when you speak, that'd help.
Yeah, so they do have physical teams in the water, and they lay out the lake into a grid pattern, and they search each grid very methodically. So there are physically teams in the water and on the water with boats.
So they've got divers in there.
Yes.
So they've been in. How
Yeah.
deep are these ponds?
You know, those are retention ponds. Are probably 5-8 foot deep, something like that.
That somebody could be in there and not be able to see them from the bank.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's got to be dark and difficult to search those.
Very dark, very murky, and difficult to see anything in those water conditions.
And the reason for searching these ponds, I know they're close by, but kids with autism often are drawn to these sorts of any kind of water.
Yeah, we can't rule anything out, so that's part of the area that we have to search, and we're going to do our best to search those to the best that we can.
Now, Chief, with that in mind, I know it's promising you've searched the lakes on the Wintry property, haven't found anything, but there are other bodies of water in this area that crews are searching. Is there a fear that little Joshua could have ended up in the water?
So that's a very good question. It's always a concern, and the teams I spoke of just moments ago will start to break away from the property and search lakes that are adjacent to the property and further in all directions of the township so that we don't leave any stone unturned. There's a lot. I don't know. There's a lot.
Has Dalton been any help giving you a direction or any sense of where he may have gone?
We haven't, we've had numerous canines out, and we don't have any results with the canines at this point. It wasn't fruitful last night. So hopefully, again, it's a resource that we're going to continue to utilize, and we'll continue to utilize those teams in order to help.
Do you know where he was last seen?
The last that we have is at the apartment.
You said you will continue to follow leads. What kind of leads are you guys getting?
Anything that we get, anything that anybody brings up to us. If there's something suspicious about a pond, we find an article of clothing, we get a call about anything on a camera, obviously those are huge for us. So if we find, and that's why we ask, if the community can check not only the residential, but the businesses, check their cameras and see. So any of that information that comes into us, we're going to track it all down.
Have you gotten any good leads yet?
Not on the cameras.
Do you know what he was wearing? What clothes were he wearing?
Yeah, he had a dark or a black, like a sweatshirt or a jacket, and khaki tan pants.
And we noticed you guys have to cover all the bases. Your department's here. We saw BCI down here. Kind of talk to us about what it is you guys are doing in respect to that.
Yeah, that's, if you guys were here this morning, you saw all these resources that we have here. If you're in the parking lot, you see all these different agencies. We have the capabilities of Westchester, is at a level that I will say second to none. It's Westchester, and I'm very fond of Westchester. But when you bring in these additional resources, it's additional brain power, it's additional knowledge, it's tools, it's equipment, it's, we had a lot of our first responders that were out here last night. It's an all hands on deck operation, right? So you start to tap into those resources. They need some downtime because those are also the same resources that we bring in today. All these other agencies that come in to help us out, it's a tremendous asset to us.
And some of these resources are investigative just in case.
Well, it's not only investigative, but it's also just the assets that they bring with them. So it's the additional equipment, the additional tools that we can utilize. Drones, for example, the number of drones that we're able to pull from these other agencies. Not only do we get the drone, but we get the pilot with the drone. So, and then you got somebody else to be able to back them up and help them out. So
I know in a recent situation with a missing child, the highway patrol was brought in because of their aviation unit's thermal cameras. Have you guys been able to utilize those?
We have not. OSP has been fantastic, as is any agency. They're very quick to call, very quick to help out. The weather has not cooperated with us in order to use those air assets. The drones have been fine, but even with the drones, some of the weather conditions, make it difficult. But hopefully we get a break and we get those air assets from OSP. They're
How long do you
more.
plan on being out here searching
Undetermined at this time. We're going to continue to search as long as we need to, but the scale that we have right now may be scaled down at some point later this evening and continue somewhat throughout the night and then ramp back up in the morning, but that's still those details are still kind of sketchy.
Is there any reason to believe there's any kind of foul play involved in this at all at this point?
No, I don't. Obviously the focus with everything that we have out, all the assets, all the volunteers, that's where our focus is. So.
How long, you mentioned searching and clearing 2 of these ponds. How long does it take to clear a pond in the grid fashion that you guys are doing? You mentioned there's at least 6 more that you have to do this with on the property.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how long it takes for them to methodically search a lake like that. It all depends on the size and the depth, of course. So it probably varies from lake to lake.
Last from me, does the family have any kind of message, or are they saying anything? I mean, how are they feeling through all this?
Yeah, I have not had contact with the family yet this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no message that I could relay for the family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you very much, folks. We appreciate it.
All right, so you just